Hi everyone, it's Catherine. Today I wanted to share with you the progress on my 100-day project. The 100-day project is a community-based project, and everyone who participates does one piece of art, whatever kind of art that they do, for 100 days in a row and posts it on Instagram. So if you go on Instagram and check out that hashtag, you'll see so much different art and it's really cool. For my 100-day project, I'm doing 100 days of laser cutting so that I can make a lot of different projects and try out different ideas and use it as a way to experiment with my laser cutter and get to know it better. So I wanted to share with you the first 12 days of my project and a little bit about how I plan for it. So first up, a 100-day project is kind of a lot of work. It's over 3 months of committing to doing something every day. And I have a full-time job, I have a 2-year-old kid, I have an awesome husband, and we do a lot of stuff. So I have to pre-plan a lot for my project to make this worthwhile. To do that this year, I set up my notebook so that I could draw my 100 ideas asynchronously from making it. So here is ideas number 1 through 60. And then I also have all of these to fill in. I work a little bit ahead by sketching when I have ideas, and then slowly drawing up those ideas in Illustrator. That's my design software of choice for making my laser cutting files. I also use a couple constraints to help me stay creative, because I find the more constraints that I have, the more creative I have to be, and it helps me really think of different ideas that way. Instead of being able to laser cut anything, I've kind of limited myself, so I have something to push against. So for this project, I'm doing sets of 3s so that on Instagram, it'll show up with each 3 in the row. And when the project is done, it'll be a really tight catalog of designs that I've done. So you'll see in my notebook, I have them all set, like I've drawn little lines underneath them so that you can see which 3 are going together. And you're also getting a little preview of what I'm planning on making as well. So that's pretty fun. And you'll see how I translate these drawings into actual laser cut files. The first couple sets that I did laser cut, let's go through those. So I started out with some of the leaf designs. I previously did a larger bib necklace of this leaf design in birch and then also in leather. So I was riffing off of an idea that I had. Another constraint that I'm working with is using the material as best as possible. So finding ways to use all these little pieces that I cut out to make other pieces of jewelry. So these earrings are actually cut out of this same piece of wood right here. So now I've eliminated the waste of that wood, and I have a pretty cool set of earrings, especially with how the wood grain lays. So I really liked how that turned out. The second set of 3 that I made, these are probably my favorite laser cut pieces I've done on my Dremel so far. I'm cutting the dark wood walnut material that Dremel sells, along with some different colors of acrylic that I purchased from a different seller. So for example, this triangle has a translucent blue acrylic that is pretty nice. And I'm playing a little bit with how to connect these materials. So I'm using a link to actually hang it, so it has a little bit more movement to it when I wear it. The rectangular one has an opaque turquoise acrylic. That's pretty much my favorite color. So this is my favorite so far. And I love the dark wood with the turquoise color. And then here's my opaque sky blue with the walnut for the circle one. You'll notice that I'm mostly doing jewelry, and that is a constraint I've also thought about. Jewelry-wise, it's something that I personally wear a lot, so I'm kind of designing for myself. And in my Etsy shop, I sell quite a bit of laser cut jewelry, and I've been working on my light up pendants. So all of this kind of builds a body of work that I'm really proud of and that I can continue to share. And then these last ones are experiments in making little character pendants. So I've got my Brachiosaurus, I've got my Loch Ness Monster, and my Triceratops. And these are experiments because specifically for, let's say my Brachiosaurus, I don't know if it was on the chain, the center of balance is a little bit off. So I actually need to do a second version of this one to make it actually proper to use. So this project is a good way for me to try new ideas and do a first round, or actually laser cut finished jewelry. So especially out of the walnut, I'm making sure that those are really well done before I laser cut them. Whereas out of the birch is great for prototyping and testing with. I also did a set of coasters for my sister's boyfriend, and I laser cut different anatomical parts because he's a nurse. So we had a heart and a brain and a set of lungs. If you go over to my Instagram, you'll be able to see them. So if you're interested in this project, I'm planning on doing a couple rounds of updates on YouTube for it. So every probably 25 after this point, I will share an update video and show what I'm making with it. But if you want to follow along more closely, I post one photo a day on Instagram, and my Instagram is @CatherineMakes. And you can just follow along day to day. And then just a little preview of what's coming. You can see what I'm wearing on my ears. I am doing some earrings and looking at how the walnut plywood rasters and engraves, which has been a little tricky, so that's been fun to play with. And if you'll notice, these all have these nice little cutouts. Well, I have their opposites as well. So now I have the walnut as the smaller piece and the acrylic as the larger, and that looks really nice too. So I'll be playing more with acrylic in the next few weeks, and also with the wood on both jewelry and additional coasters and things like that. If you have any suggestions for ideas on what to laser cut, like little things so that it's within the same range of projects, feel free to leave it in the comments. I might actually use some of your suggestions later in the project when I run out of my own ideas, because 100 is a lot. So please share and follow me on Instagram @CatherineMakes to tag along. Thanks for watching.